What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with our Tales of Crestoria video. Today's just going to be a quick little discussion about the possible starting banners for the game itself when it launches. So, obviously, they still have the time slot of 2019 for Tales of Crestoria. So, unless something changes in the next live stream and they come out with some apology or something, I would still presume that we should see the game within the next month or two. As for when in the next month or two, I really couldn't tell you just because it's, they've had some issues. It could come out after the live stream immediately. It could come out a week after the live stream. It could come out December 31st at 11:59. Like, who knows? But when the game does launch, obviously we are going to have some starting banners that we're going to be pulling on. Now, the big question I've kind of been just thinking about is how they're going to handle the banners, because we've had revealed who the starting characters are going to be. We're going to have our 6 Crestoria characters, and then we've got a decent amount of normal, Tales characters. We've got, let me see if I can name them all off the top of my head. We got Crest, we got Asbel, we got Velvet, Milla, Raid, Vague, Luke. Feel like I'm missing somebody. Well, that's generally the... no, I might be forgetting one or two, but overall, those are the ones we're going to be seeing. So my first thought is that they may do 2 separate beginner banners. So what they may do, the first banner could be obviously these 6 characters here. But then at the same time, I was thinking 6 characters is a lot to be pulling for with random chances. So they may split them into groups of 3. And for all we know, they said that, those would be the first characters you'll be able to obtain. But they may not have banners for them immediately. So we may be able to get, Orwin, Yuna, and Aegis throughout the story from what they give us in the beginning. But they may not have, super ultimate 5-star weapons or whatever you want to call them. Because I guarantee you this game is not going to be a character gacha. It's going to be some kind of equipment or some kind of art or something like that. I've already made a video on that before. Just because... you're not going to have all 6 of these characters right here just not be, usable for everybody. So, the question is, how are they going to handle the gachas? So, my first thought is, there's probably going to be 2 different banners for these characters, and then they'll probably have a few characters for a regular Tales banner. So, let's say the first characters you encounter in the story are Crest, Velvet, and Luke. Then those would be the 3 characters on that specific banner. So I could see us having 3 starting banners, because I don't think they're going to flood all, 13, 14 characters on one banner. They're at least going to split up the Crestoria main cast with the Tales characters. So we may get something where all 6 of these characters are on one banner, and then the other banner is, some just Tales whatever. And it has the 7 or 8 characters that will be on the other banner, which is still kind of meh to me, because obviously if you're hunting one specific weapon, because I assume whatever it's going to be, whether it's you're summoning for mystic arts or just arts in general, and then obviously the 5-star equivalent or an SSR, whatever you want to call it, would basically be a character's mystic art, would be what you're going for. And if they have 8 characters on a banner, you might just end up with somebody completely random. But I also don't think they're going to have a ton of banners, because those who remember when Rays first came out, we really just kind of had, it was one I'm actually trying to remember how far back, what did they do for that? Because I know they had separate banners because there was only the first 5 chapters. The only characters you could summon for, the day 1 of the game, it was, so you had Yuri and Rapide, you had Sophie, you had Luke, you had Saray, and you had Jude. So those were the 5 characters that had banners, but I'm trying to remember if they all had their own banners or not. I think it'd be kind of ridiculous if they all had their own banners, but then again, it was the beginning of the game, so it probably was more ideal to kind of have it that way. But I think overall, that's probably what we're going to be looking at, whether it's weapons we're summoning for, how Kanata has his little sword here, this might be what we're summoning for him, or the mystic art we've seen in the gameplay videos and trailers, Oh, well, this isn't the right trailer. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The initial Mystic Art trailer. That's probably what we're going to be summoning for, is those Mystic Arts right there. And then we'll probably... So that, let's say that's like a 5-star art. Then we'll probably have 4-star arts, which would probably be like altered or arcane arts. And then we'd have like base arts as like 3 stars. And that would probably be as high or as low as it goes, I assume. I don't think we would have 2 or 1 stars. It's also going to depend how the rarity system works, because they could be like normal, rare, SR, SSR, like some games, or we may just have a star rating. So a lot of questions that really need to be answered here, and actually the gacha system is the thing I'm most curious about right now, because everything else has pretty much been shown to us. We know how the gameplay is going to work. We don't really know how team setup's going to work, other than the fact we know that based on the most recent gameplay thing up here, that you'll have 4 characters on the field at one time. I assume this is the max you're going to be able to have, because that's really all the room there is on the screen. So we'll probably have a party of 4. They may have like a partner character, maybe. Like one of these 4 characters could just end up being a partner character, but I don't think so. I think they'll want people to be able to kind of mix and match their teams however they want, but I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, overall, I'd say the main way we're going to see the gachas is probably these 6 characters are going to be split into 2 different banners. And like I said, these 3 may not have a beginning banner. So if you are someone who wants to summon for these characters, it may actually be good if they're not on the starting banner, because that gives you time to save. For me personally, I'm going to be summoning quite a bit, just because I want to have a pretty stacked account for when the first event rolls around, because we don't know how hard that's going to be. But I probably will be doing some re-rolling if the game just by some miracle drops after the live stream. Because Tales gachas don't have a tendency to really sit in the App Store. They just just launch it whenever it's right. Plus, we already hit all the pre-registration goals, so they can really just release it whenever after the stream. I'll probably do a live stream of me probably going through the tutorial and re-rolling, just kind of talking to you guys, but we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. You want to stay up to date with everything Tales of Crestoria. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.